for freedom!
Hey! I'm vlogging here!
Okay, so we just went and saw the White House. We went and saw the Museum of Natural History, saw the Hope Diamond. If you follow me on Instagram, you could have seen that.
Are you filming?
I'm recording, I'm vlogging. It doesn't feel weird to vlog again, I just forget to do it.
Yeah.
Before when I was doing it, I'd be like, okay, I gotta make sure I get all these quick clips, so to add the video together so it'd be fun.
Yeah.
But now I keep forgetting. I'm like, oh yeah, I have a camera in my pocket. So now we're at the White House Visitor Center, checking out all of the First Lady's dining wear. What was this stuff for? This is the Queen of England?
Oh, this was at the state dinner that they hosted for the Queen Elizabeth II.
And this is the stuff they used. Anyways, we're just checking it out. Look, focus.
First ladies.
Melania.
Yes.
There's Dolly Madison. All one went Hiawatha through the clear, transparent water. Look at this boat. This is gorgeous. This is where they had the gravy. This is the gravy boat. It'd be served. I don't know what they used it for. I'm sure it was just for looks, but it's gorgeous.
Okay, we have to see. Look at this.
I look like a tourist.
Look. Oh, yes, use the camera.
Where are we at? Tell them where we're at. We're at George Washington's house. Good morning, everybody.
Mount Vernon at 7 a.m. It's beautiful.
Last time I was here, a giant bald eagle landed in the giant tree in front of George Washington's house. It was the most patriotic moment of my life.
It's amazing. It's right on the Potomac River, and we're here.
It's a little rainy, so it's just like perfect weather. It's like really good today.
Totally patriotic. We did not plan this. We did not coordinate, but it happened. Look at us. All right, let's go see what we can see.
Here we are, George Washington's house at Mount Vernon. Historic. Hey, tell them what just happened, Colette.
Guys, we just saw a bald eagle fly across us along the front yard of George Washington's house, which last time Shay was here, he saw the bald eagle.
It's in that same tree, and I don't feel like people believe me, and so we're all just walking up the path right now, and I'm like, look, there's a bald eagle. And our leader lady started crying. She got emotional.
Couple of rules. Anybody chewing anything? Gum? Candy? Tobacco?
Wacky tobacco?
Is that a guilty grin?
Is it recording? It's not, is
It
it?
is.
Oh my hell, I do not like this new camera.
I know, I was doing that too. I was like, huh?
Remember how we made videos for 15 years?
Are we geriatric vloggers at this point? I think we are.
Okay, hey everybody, what's up? We're at George Washington's plantation. Very, very impressive. This here is the ice house. Even way back then they had ice. They would go down to the Potomac River, which is right here. They would cut blocks of ice, and they had a well that they would insulate with straw and mud and stuff so they could keep the ice, because ice was a huge...
Yeah.
It says, in the warm season, ice is the most agreeable thing that we can have.
Martha Washington.
And you remember in Back to the Future 3 when Doc Brown has that giant machine to invent ice or to make ice? Remember that?
Yeah.
He goes in, Marty. Anyways, I've just been thinking, how cool would it be to be able to talk to George Washington today? The very first president of our country, of America. I think he would say that if we don't learn from the past mistakes of others, if we don't learn from history, we're bound to repeat it. We think that in 2022 we're so advanced, we have all this technology, we're flying rockets and satellites and internet and all this stuff. They were doing the same stuff in a sense with science and telescopes, but with a lot more inferior tools than we have today. So my wish, if I was in 300 years from now to come back to talk to people that are still roaming around on the earth, is keep an eye on history. What happened already? Like, if we don't remember the things that happened to our species already, some of the horrible things that happened in the world are just going to repeat and repeat. Like World War II, we went to the Holocaust Museum the other day, and a lot of the stuff that's happening in Ukraine right now with Russia is very eerily similar to what happened in World War II with Hitler. Vladimir Putin, Adolf Hitler. It's like this pattern, this cycle that repeats itself if we don't learn from our past mistakes. So study history. I know it seems boring, but that's my advice. Okay, let's go see other stuff now. Bye, Ice House.
Bye.
This is the most patriotic Justin Bieber outfit I've ever seen. Baby, baby,
First,
baby.
I got my goggles for the ladies. I got my lanyard for the, I don't know, tourists.
Let's see your pins. She's been collecting these pins everywhere.
Down below, comment which one's your favorite.
Look at you, YouTuber. Are you gonna dance for us now? You swerving on him? See, dance party. Potomac River dance party. Getting crazy on the Potomac. Getting crazy on the Potomac.
I can't hang with the kids.
Yeah. You're a chaperone. There's no dancing.
You guys stop having a good time.
Busted. This guy is making nails that they use to fix up the property around here.
You can bend and mold, pound that iron into whatever shape it is that you need.
4 nails down. 996 to go. Gets to make 1,000 a day.
Oh my gosh.
So you know this place is super old, and they try to keep it as original as possible.
Yeah, they keep the restoration exactly as it was when he passed away.
But
George Washington passed
they
away.
have to redo stuff to avoid dilapidation. And this guy has a real iron forge. What do you call it?
I don't know.
He's got a hammer and a fire, and he hits the steel
kiln.
and makes a kiln.
Is that what it is?
No, that's for pottery.
I don't know.
We're severely undereducated, aren't we?
Sorry.
Anyways, the nails that he makes are just for fences and boards and stuff around here. Just make it all original stuff. How they would have done it back then. It makes me motivated. It makes me inspired to think about my life. You know, now that George Washington's gone, one day all of us will be gone. What will we have learned? What legacy will we have left?
What will we have changed that maybe we make our world better?
You're alive right now. This is your life. What are you going to do with it?
What
Ask
choices-
yourself.
What choices are you making and will make?
Think about it. Think about it. Write in your journal. Write to yourself in your journal. A lot of the history and stuff they have here are from old slave journals and just journals in general. So, okay, see you at the next spot.
All right, one of the things that I feel like we have to talk about when we're here at George Washington's house is he was one of our founding fathers of America. And
But he had
though
slaves.
he was for, you know,
How can he be a good person?
he had slaves. And even though he was for, he did not want slaves, but then he did want slaves. And it's like, okay, this is interesting. That back then it was so ingrained that it's like if he didn't have slaves, he couldn't run his household. But it was wrong.
Didn't you say he voted for things that were against slavery, but then there were some things he voted for that were
He
for
voted
slavery?
for, and it just goes to show like the human nature, especially when you grow up with a certain belief system. It's hard. It's hard to change your ways. And even a founding father who did amazing things for our country.
Even
he
Thomas
was still,
Jefferson, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
What did Thomas Jefferson, he was famously quoted as saying all men are created equal. Even when he said that, he didn't believe that African Americans were included in all men. You know, it was like
Yeah.
all white men, which we know now today is like a horrible idea and framework to, you know, treat anybody. But
Right.
it's something that needs to be addressed. It's like, if he was so great, then why did he enslave over 300 people? 150 he owned outright, and then the others were rented slaves to help run his, multiple farms and stuff.
It really goes to show that like what you are raised thinking stays with you, and the only way to change that is to get curious.
More education.
And question your own beliefs. Like think about like, okay, could I be wrong here? Could I like be open-minded enough to call yourself out? To be willing to do hard things and change your life in order to be, follow your intuition and what you know is truly right.
So what are some things that you need to challenge in your beliefs? Huh?
I don't know. Let me think about it.
We need to get introspective here.
I definitely believe that I shouldn't eat sugar.
It's wrong.
You're right. Let's go get some Coke.
Here is the front door of the Washington Mansion. Colette's going up there to sell Girl Scout cookies to George and Martha. What are your favorite Girl Scout cookies? Leave your comments below. She sold 30 boxes already. She's number one in her troop. And we were the very first ones here today, so it was a lot quieter, but now the crowds are showing up. But this is the estate that George Washington's father started, and he built the first house, which was just the middle section, and then they expanded onto it, and then now it's just huge. There's acreage and farmhouses and barns and all kinds of stuff. Gardener's house. They even had a cobbler who made shoes for the slaves. The Washingtons would order theirs from England because they were fancy.
Fancy
They had to get the
toes.
fancy shoes. They got the
Fancy
Jordans.
pants and fancy toes.
They got all the Louis Vuittons. They got all the dopest gear from across the pond in England. All right, here's an experiment. Look into George Washington's eyes. And we're gonna move. We're walking. Are you still looking into his eyes? Wow. It's like he follows you. Walk across.
This is the first time this kind of work has gone. It would take really an unflapping eye.
You gotta behave. He's watching. Oh, he's watching.
Here lies the father of our country. General Washington on the right, Lady Washington on the left. Behind the iron door in the back are 25 other members of the family in the vault. 3 more buried here on the side.
Tomb of Washington erected in 1830. Site and material specified in Washington's will. Okay, so we were talking about this earlier, but George Washington owned 123 individual slaves, and in his will, he set them free upon his wife's death, Martha's death. But she freed them early because she's probably like, they're all just waiting for me to die before they're free. So she freed them on January 1st, 1801. But the remaining 194 people that were rented slaves, they still remained slaves because they were owned by somebody else. But that was in his will when he died, was to free all of the slaves once Martha had passed. And then she freed them sooner than her death. But then she died shortly after that.
Yep.
Okay, so we were talking about earlier how, like your culture, the childhood that you were raised in or belief system that you were taught when you were a kid kind of stick with you. When George Washington's dad died, he was 11. And so George Washington inherited 11 slaves from his father when he was just 11 years old. And so that shows you that, since he was 11, George Washington was a slave owner.
Doesn't make it right.
Doesn't make it right, of course not. But you see that that's ingrained in your head, and it's hard to get rid of those old mentalities that we have. I feel like he didn't want slavery because he set them free in his will. He just wanted to protect his family, and so he said in his will that when Martha dies, then all of the slaves are freed. And I think she probably saw that as like, well, somebody's going to kill me, or they're just waiting for her to die so they could be free, and why should they not be free until she dies? But I think that shows a lot that he put that in his will specifically because he didn't keep that institution of slavery going past his death in his mind. He's like, okay, I'm gonna let them all go, but think of it and interpret it as you will.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's our, history is our history, and we can be mad about it, we can be sad about it, or we can learn from it, and we can learn from it, I guess I should say.
So we can use our history that we disagree with to change the future.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Hey,
tell us where we are.
We are at the Air Force Memorial, and my grandpa, Colonel Eugene Haynes Butler, flew in over 200 combat missions.
Get your penis out of my face.
I am talking about my grandpa. Show some respect.
Yeah.
In an F-100 jet, and we're very proud of my grandpa. Integrity, service, excellence. Very proud of my military grandfather. He has a lot of cool stories. Love you, Grandpa. Miss you.
I'm trying to get a big enough shot to see all 3 spires. Yeah. Wow. It's amazing. Emmy, I'm trying to vlog.
What? Get over here. You're gonna spank you. You quit disrespect.
She's running. No, running at the memorial. Oh, Dad's embarrassed he can't run that far.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that these are what the three colors stand for. It says integrity, service, excellence. I feel like this was Grandpa Eugene. Full of integrity and excellence. These pillars, they are to represent the jet stream. What's that called, babe?
Prop wash. The jet
prop
stream
wash.
out of the back of the jet.
Yeah.
My grandpa would always talk about the jet wash.
Emmy, you're good.
We're gonna get a baby tard.
Okay, this is your moment on camera. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Oh,
You
now you
can't
don't
tell her
want
to do it, or she won't do it. She just is obnoxious on her own accord. You can't tell her to do something because then she'll be like, you just stand there and don't do anything.
Good job. Great.
Hey everybody, this is Shay and Abby coming at you live from the Aviation Space Museum here in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. There's a lot of really cool planes around here, a lot of history, technology, and innovation that has never been seen before. Right over here we have the stealth bomber. Now over there we have the space jet. Okay, now you say your part.
And
That was dumb.
That was a C- for sure. All right, guys, check this out. It's massive. It's a warehouse. Goes from that end all the
Go
way
look at this
to
stealth
that
bomber. I
end.
want to see that. Oh, we gotta find an F-100. That's the plane my grandpa flew in.
Let's go find it.
That's a mission. Find
We're
the
on
F-100.
a mission. Going to find it.
Grandpa, we're gonna find your bird. Let's. Hey, Debbie, do you know where the F-100, if you have one, would be? All right, here we are. What's your name again?
Chris Johnson.
Chris is here. This is really cool. He is.
And where are you guys from?
We're from Idaho.
Idaho.
Yeah, where are you?
All right.
Where are you from?
Hawaii.
Oh, you are in the nice spot. So I'm just walking
Yeah.
past. There's a webcam. He's a volunteer to answer questions. And I was walking by and he's like, hey, you got a question? And I was like, sure. So I just told him that my grandpa flew the F-100 and he knew right where it was. And he used the word quadrant, so you know he's official.
Yeah, here. Look at that.
Smithsonian official.
Oh, he has a Smithsonian official
You
shirt.
can't see it now.
Hold it up higher. Oh, there we go. Okay, we see his shirt right there. Don't take your shirt off. Don't get too sexy for in
No
here.
one will scare you.
Awesome, this is cool. We're gonna go over there and find it. We were trying to look for his plane.
And what other things are you looking for? I'll tell you where they are.
I'm looking for inner peace, alleviation from all my shame. Do you know where those are at?
I really wish I could give you, it is so amazing how the world seems to have taken a right turn, and how, we got a war, we got this, we got that. We're all looking for peace, man.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, you're talking to a couple 100,000 people in this video. What would your advice be?
If you have a chance, come to the Udvar-Hazy Museum in Washington. It's at Dulles Airport. You got lots of time, lots of space to think, and so you can see a lot of great things. and you'll hear a lot of tales of courage.
There you go.
That's awesome, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. What part of Hawaii? What island are you on?
Oahu.
Wow.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome. Okay, we're gonna go check out this F-100. Thank you for saying hi.
Okay, great.
All right.
See you.
Take it
Bye.
easy. Okay, I'm getting really emotional now. So when my grandpa was a colonel in the Air Force, he was asked by the Blue Angels. He even had a plaque in his office that was signed by all of the Blue Angels. He was asked to join their squad, but he wanted to spend more time with his family, so he turned him down. But this is one of the jets that my grandpa was in and invited to be part of this squad, which is an elite fighter pilot squad called the Blue Angels. And I remember this plane very vividly as a kid, this blue and yellow plane on a plaque in my grandpa's office. This is very emotional, and
It's pretty cool.
and what's the nostalgic? Oh, this is my grandpa. That's Colonel Eugene Haynes Butler.
Okay.
And he flew in 248 combat missions in the F-100, and I'm looking for that plane. Do you
Okay.
have an F-100 here?
I'll take you right around the corner and show you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. What's your name?
Jim Brinker?
Jim Brinker?
Right.
Awesome. He's the expert here on all thing airplanes.
Call it the HUD.
The hub.
HUD.
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 Okay.
Like abbreviation for 100.
I see. Oh, the HUD, the F-100, the
Yeah.
HUD. Okay, I get it. The hundreds. It's a sign, the HUD, hundreds. This is the plane my grandpa flew 240 combat missions in. The North American F-100D Super Sabre. Wow. I wish you were here to see it, Grandpa. Single cockpit, huh? His call name was Screamin'.
Screaming?
Yeah.
It's interesting what a lot of these pilots have their call names.
They come up with, yeah.
I have a friend that flew A-10s,
Uh-huh.
and his name was Snap.
Snap?
Like Snap, Crackle, Pop.
Yeah. Snap to the right, snap to the left. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Can I shake your hand? I appreciate your service and all your help. Thank you, Jim.
Enjoy your-
Bombs. He told me stories about these bombs. I won't repeat them to you guys, but he had a lot of stories about dropping bombs. This was the first fighter that could fly at supersonic speed in level flight. The Super Sabre was developed from the F-86 and first flew in 1953. The F-100D, the fighter bomber version, was used widely during the Vietnam War. It had 4 20mm cannons, an enlarged fin and rudder, inboard landing flaps, and could carry up to 3,200 kilograms. That is 7,040 pounds of ordnance. That's shells, ammunition, and bombs.
I wonder why he loved the Honda minivans. They operated similar.
We asked that guy. We asked the guy up at the TV, and then he's the real expert. He walked us over to it. He said they call it the HUD for 100. It was the nickname. It's the 100, so he called it the HUD. But it was the first jet that could fly supersonic. Entered service in '57, flew over 6,200 hours with a 21-year career. Okay, nobody cares. All right, the Discovery Air and Space Museum. Boing. Look at these heat shields upon re-entry. You can see how they've turned black. Even we were in another one and they had just a single one, and you could see the char on the outside. As they enter back into the atmosphere, it's something like 23,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is HOT. It's so gorgeous in here. This is a huge facility. Lots of airplanes, missiles, jets, orbital rockets, you name it, they got it. Right here. Didn't this just leave LA? What was that a few years ago? Leave it in the comments if you remember. One of these spaceships left LA. Maybe they brought it here. Maybe it was a different one, but really cool. Can you imagine all of the, just the propulsion coming out of those rockets on takeoff? Giant tubes of gas and fuel burning, igniting, and launching. The Space Lab transfer tunnel, of course, joggle section. Got that. There's so much to see and to learn. It's insane. That was a bit overwhelming. but exciting at the same time. I think I see R2-D2 up there.
Hey guys.
Roland, we're in Philadelphia at the museum, and we just got pictures with Rocky. Now we're gonna run up the stairs.
Yes, and you gotta check out Shay's fit check here. Seriously? Yellow, red. We're running. We're going. We're going.
I will be the walking Rocky.
I know. We're going up the stairs now.
I guess I'm lacking the motivation.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay.
I have to pee my knees.
I know, gosh. Is there a bathroom break in between?
This is what moms do. We get to sit back and look how cute everyone looks.
I know, they're so cute. And then I missed the cue for turning on the camera, so here we are.
Also slightly winded already. To do some cardio. Rocky.
We're gonna make it to the top of these stairs, guys. Whether it kills us or not. You guys made it! You're the champions! Yeah, let's see it.
Adrian! For freedom!
I love